no-fly zone. Fly zone.
You don't?
Place. We do.
I've checked.
That is clearly wrong.
Well, they were.
You're very close to the line, and I think you know it.
Not close.
You are flying it over Drayton Manor, it's an offence.
Why
We've got a no-fly zone.
There's no all that before I came.
Let me finish.
It's labelled on the drone in use.
But what if that's your policy?
This is our policy.
Right.
Yeah.
So guys, welcome back to another video. We're here today in Tamworth at Drayton Manor. Hello. Situation with drones.
No drones on.
Good or oh?
No.
I was going to say no go or go.
No go. No-fly zone.
Ah.
Yeah.
I was next door over the industrial place, and I saw it from there. So I thought I'd come and have a look.
Yeah. Unfortunately, no-fly zone. All right.
Are you operating at the moment?
No.
Ah, so it would
Regardless,
be a good time to do it then, wouldn't it?
Regardless, no-fly
Can't
zone.
do it.
All right.
If I do go down there a little bit,
No.
out of the way,
No.
I'm saying if I did,
If you did.
and I did launch it,
Yeah.
what would happen?
Police.
You'd see it, would you? You'd know about it?
I'd know about it.
Right, okay.
So any drone over the site, the police will come out and search for you.
Well, why is that though? It's a bit like,
I have no idea,
I mean,
but it's just a no-fly zone.
if you're operating, I could imagine there's a risk, but I mean,
Yeah, it's just protection. That's all.
right.
So,
Okay, mate, that road I've just came up, is that all you, or is it shared?
from the main road all the way up, and then the back lane as well, all the way down to the main lane down there is ours.
Because you've got golf course there, I saw.
Yeah, that's still on our property.
No, but the golf course, is that separate to you?
It's separate, but it's still on our grounds,
Right.
so they lease it off us.
I suppose what I was getting at is the driveway is kind of a shared driveway up until that point. Right.
But it's still our property, so if you were to launch a drone anywhere down that lane, it's still our property. All right.
We like to launch from public land or not on private property, so if we launched on a shared driveway, then both people would technically have to object to it. They may want it. They probably don't. They may say crack on.
You'd have to speak to the golf course about that one. But it's
Fair enough.
anywhere up this end, you can't do.
Between me, if I do launch, are you going to see it or not? If I'm quick,
Yeah.
you'll know about it.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
You don't have any what's it called, equipment up to actually detect drones, do you? Or bring them down?
I don't know about that one.
You don't know.
So,
Fair enough, mate. All right, well, thanks for that. And I'll,
but yeah, just bear in mind the police will be called.
I'd like to get a view of it. It's just
Yeah.
where from. You know, I'm thinking in my head, should I go down there? Should I go out of view and hide and do it?
I would suggest not doing it at all, personally.
So I've travelled quite far to next door, and I thought when I went up with the drone there, I saw it, and I thought, oh, flipping now, I didn't realise we're that close.
Yeah. Yeah. Personally, I would not advise it because you'll be under scrutiny of the order.
If it happened, if me or somebody else was to do it, and you were to take that next step, would we be notified of that?
I believe so. Yeah.
Like, would you or somebody come down and be like, by the way,
Oh yeah.
As
as you've come up to me now, I've notified you.
yeah, I mean, if I crack on and ignored it,
Come and do it, I will stand there and I will call the police myself and get you to stay there. All right.
oh, so you come down?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough, mate. I just wondered whether you'd call them, and I wouldn't hear nothing until blue lights arrive,
No.
which is not what I'd want.
I'll be around.
Cool. All right, thanks for the info.
You're welcome.
Cheers. Oh. Yeah, I think we'll launch the drone from here. And we might just check the public pathway website because there may well be a public path along here. Right, let's fly.
Home point updated.
Drayton Manor. There's a security gatehouse just to the right. That may well be him there. There's the golf course. It may require 2 launching locations of this one. Right now I'm flying the drone by looking at it. Only looking at it, so I know exactly how far I can go. And actually we can get a good view from here, to be fair. We don't need to go over the roller coasters. But there is a gap in the trees, I'm looking at it right now. And kind of around here is pretty much where I've got a good view around my drone. There I am looking, the gap of the trees, see? Let's have a look then. There's the castle. That water does not look clean. Anybody know the names of some of these? I ain't got a clue. I'm not a roller coaster man, me. Is that a hotel or is that, what's that over there? Possible hotel. Oh, look at that one there going into the water. Looks quite old, isn't it, that? I wonder how often they're checked. Yeah, I think at some point we're going to have to bring the drone back and we'll get a little bit closer to the roller coaster over there. Right, so I've came back to where I am. Now let's see how far we can fly, keeping that line of sight direct. We should be able to get quite far over from here because there's no obstructions whatsoever in the way now. Yeah, we should be able to get a little bit closer than we were. The drone is still very clear in the sky to me at the moment. I don't think we're going to need to get much closer than around here because we've got a good view from here. And the drone is still very clear to me right now. And the airspace around it is very clear. Yeah, we've got a good view from here. I'm happy with that. It's not a nice day for a theme park anyway. Cold, cloudy, it's been raining a little bit, you know. Are those boats going round on their own? Bit of a waste of energy, isn't it? Oh dear, that's it. We've been caught. Oh dear. He seems a bit surprised. I did tell him the drone's probably going to go up, but anyway. I don't think they've had anybody come here before. Based on, they seem to be panicking a little bit. That road there seems to go all the way around, and that there, is that a car park of kind, or just maybe land that is not used? Bit of a waste, really. And I think we've got company. Oh, it's the same guy.
He has flown his drone directly over our property.
You've got a nice photo, buddy.
Right, I've called the police
Why?
because you are currently flying a drone in a no-fly zone.
Right, that's what you believe.
No, that is 3 or 4 year old. Correct.
And where's the no-fly zone?
My name is Ryan Ison.
Where's the no-fly zone?
From the bottom of that drive,
I mean, what?
all the way up here, and then all the way down there, as this is our property, this is a no-fly zone.
If you believe it's a no-fly zone,
No, it is a no-fly zone.
right?
Okay.
I can categorically tell you it's not a no-fly zone.
It is.
Otherwise,
a no-fly zone.
I wouldn't do it. I've came out to here because
Okay, thank you.
from here is a shared access part. I'm not going to come any further on. All right.
Yeah, he's still there. He's still stood in front of me.
I won't be long flying, mate. Don't worry.
Yep, he's still operating it right in front of me.
Can you ask the police if it's actually a problem?
Oh, they'll be here to.
No, but while they're on the phone to you,
They'll be here to speak to you shortly.
because the call handler, if the call handler knows that it's not illegal, then it would save them wasting the time coming. I'm happy to talk if they want to talk. I can explain to her, him or her.
Yep. Yep.
Max altitude reached.
I very much appreciate it.
Do you want to show me where the no-fly zone is?
Are you prepared to give me any details upon the drone?
On the drone? What
Of the drone?
do you want?
Make, your model?
It's irrelevant, isn't it?
The police have asked for it.
It's a Boeing 747.
It is. He's joking around.
I am joking. However,
Thank you very much.
I was going to say, if you want to let the lady know it's a small drone. It's a small thing, yeah?
Yes, it will do. Thank you very much.
It does make a difference.
Right. Bye, bye, bye. Okay, right. Regardless,
Yep.
this is a no-fly zone.
You're wrong, mate. You're wrong.
I'm not.
The battery's going to be low quite soon. I'm going to bring it down for a second.
You can do.
Are you staying here?
I will be here until
Oh.
you lose sight.
Right. I'm not on the site.
You are on our site.
Okay.
This,
So
this drive is our site. Okay?
you know what I asked about the golf club? That's why I'm at this part,
That's okay.
because they haven't
Regardless,
revoked
the police are on their way.
access.
Okay, right. Regardless, the police are on the way. Right, you're flying over a no-fly zone.
There's no crime.
You're flying over a no-fly zone.
Okay. Can you tell me how the no-fly zone works? Like, is it with the CAA or where is it? How would anybody know?
I don't know the specifics of it. All I'm told is that there is a no-fly zone.
Okay. Right down here. Do you think I would come in and speak to you and then come out here and fly a drone if there was a no-fly zone in place? It would be illegal if that's the case.
Landing.
Do you want a picture of it with me?
Regardless,
If there was a no-fly zone,
regardless,
it would be on the app.
regardless, right?
Not regardless, my friend. Go on,
This
I'll
is
let you talk.
no-fly zone. I have told you that, and you have still flown a drone over our site. Okay?
I haven't gone over the roller coaster because it's too far to
You
fly.
are still on our site. You are still in the no-fly zone.
This is for camera. There's no-fly zone there. Yeah, the yellow circles are not no-fly zones.
There is a
The red
no-fly
ones,
zone.
the red ones are no-fly zones.
Right. We do have a
Okay.
no-fly zone
You
in
don't.
place. We do.
I've checked.
That is clearly wrong, but we do have a no-fly zone in place.
Okay, I'll check on Altitude Angel. It's a website that
Yes, I understand.
you know what it is, right?
But I am telling you,
For a theme park to have a no-fly zone would be extremely rare. I've never heard of it.
we do have a no-fly zone. As we have had drones in the past, the exact same thing, and they too have gone through the exact same procedure.
What procedure? Sorry.
Police,
Right. What did the police do when they came?
I weren't here for that.
Well, when I came in to talk to you, I thought you were overreact. I thought you were
No,
just
I'm not
trying to scare me.
No, I'm genuinely not overreacting here. We do have a no-fly zone.
Well, you don't, but
regardless of what the apps say, I don't.
They have to tell us, otherwise anybody could fly and it'll be illegal. Let's say the police come, right, and they say, there's a no-fly zone here. You've committed the offence of flying in a no-fly zone, right?
Yep.
My defence would be, how would we know?
Okay.
One, there's no signage. Not that that would make it legal, but there's no signage. The apps don't have it.
Okay.
How would anybody know?
I shall raise that, but we do have a no-fly zone.
I'm hoping the map will come. There we go. Right, altitude range, let's have a look. I highly doubt if there is one on here, but as you're adamant there is, let's check. Where are we? Tamworth. Drayton Manor. Nope, there's nothing there, mate. Nothing at all.
Hello. Called the police. Currently with the gentleman. Yep. He's landed it. The battery's off.
Changing the battery, take it back up.
But he's on the ground. No, he's replacing the battery. Yeah, he was open. There was an immediate call out for it.
Do you think this is all a bit pathetic?
No.
You don't?
Not really. I'm doing my job.
No, I don't mean... Yeah, but anybody can say that.
The maps. There is a no-fly zone. So we'll wait for the police to go.
Well, I'm going to fly again, and then if they're not here, I'm going. But from what you've said, they'll be here quick. What was I going to do? If I just put a quick Google search in, Drayton Manor. I'm surprised no one's came here before. Have you had? You've had drones before?
We have had drones before. The only ones that are allowed to fly on site are ones that have been processed by us.
Yeah, on site. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get that.
This is still site. Our property extends all the way down to the road, all the way up there, which is classed as site.
I'm not debating that you maybe don't own. That you own the road.
No. All this land is ours.
I don't debate you own the land up down to there.
Yep.
Probably the case, right? But that golf course has to have access.
Which it does.
And at the minute, I'm using part of their.
Excuse me, can I just explain something?
Of course.
This half is our land. If you were stood there, yeah, fair enough.
Over there.
I couldn't debate it.
I actually was standing there when I was flying, by the way.
Clearly not.
No, when you came down, I was here, but I was actually over there.
Clearly not. Anyway.
What do you mean, clearly not? I was over there.
You are on our land. I stood up there watching you.
Yeah, but
on our half of the land.
I took off from there, and then I walked over to there, basically because from there, I can see past the trees much easier to keep the drone in sight.
Regardless, you're on our property.
So you're saying, if I'm over there, at least I'm not technically on your property?
Well, no.
I can move my bike over, no worry. I can do that.
You are on our property.
I'm saying, moving forward, I'll get the bike,
No.
and I'll wait there. What do you mean, no? No,
Right.
no what?
No, as in, you've already been caught, regardless.
Forget being
I
caught.
don't care. Right.
I'm
the
saying
police
moving,
are on their way.
moving
You are
forward.
not moving forward with anything. You are to leave site once the police come.
But you're saying over there, at the moment, would not be technically your land. Well, no, your property or whatever.
It is our property. Well, our land.
Okay.
But it is their
So
half.
at least for the meantime, while we're waiting
No.
for the police to arrive,
No.
if I go and stand on that grass, what do you mean no?
As in, no.
No what?
You cannot do that.
Of course I can.
No, you can't.
What do you mean, no, I can't?
I will not allow you to do that. Because regardless, you'll be flying that thing over
No,
our property where there is a
right.
no-fly zone.
Forget the flying
in
for a second.
place.
Forget the flying, right? I'll do that from wherever I want. But in terms of me being here now, you're saying that over there would technically be better than me being here, right?
No.
Let's move over there. No, because I was saying that it's a shared driveway, so
It's a shared drive.
I'm
yes.
using their access to stand here and do my lawful activity, let's say, right? But if you said over there, it's kind of, yeah, I get what you're saying. It makes sense to me.
It makes sense to you,
I'm trying to be reasonable by moving there.
and you cannot do that.
No, but I'm going to launch it. I'm going to fly it from wherever, mate. It doesn't matter where I launch the drone from. I'm happy to launch it here because it's a shared driveway. But in terms of my bike and my bag,
You can stick your property there, yeah, sure.
that's what I'm saying. If I put it over here, at least it makes it look like that I'm making some effort to be reasonable here with you.
And I'm being reasonable with you.
No, you're not. You're telling me I can't fly.
Fly zone.
Yeah, it's not true.
I've informed you that the police will be called. The police have been called, and I'm waiting for the police.
I don't care about the police.
You've just trained yourself to be on that property.
I will be. I'm going to.
I now have proof that you have been on our property.
Makes no difference.
It makes a difference.
There's no crime.
There is a crime.
What
You've
crime?
Flown in a no-fly zone.
So the no-fly zone would be
You
in
have
the air.
Flown in a no-fly zone.
The no-fly zone, if it was here,
Yes, I get that.
would be the airspace,
Yes,
right?
I get that. You have flown in a
So
no-fly zone.
no matter where I would launch from,
You have
be it
flown
on
in
the
a
main
no-fly
road,
zone
be
on our
it,
property.
be it here, be it in there, it would be a crime for that drone
Regardless.
to become airborne above your land, if that was the case.
This is our land.
Yeah.
This is our land.
But I'm dealing with two matters.
Yes.
The no-fly zone would be the airspace.
That's fine.
So it doesn't matter whether I go 10 miles away and launch. If I come into this area, it would be breaching your no-fly zone, according to you, right?
Regardless.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I believe there is not a no-fly zone. The only issue is where I am now, physically. You're saying here, yes, it's your land.
Yeah.
I believed it to have been part of an access drive to get in there,
Yep.
which is why I've stayed here
Yep.
and not a little bit further. You're now saying to me, well, over there technically would be kind of their side. Cool. I've moved my bike.
Ask for permission off of them.
I haven't been in there, no.
Well, still. You need
Do
their
you want to see if
you
they
need
want to
their
revoke my permission?
You need their permission to fly on their land. You haven't got permission to fly off our land. Okay? This.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay, yeah. Well, still, we're waiting for the police. When they
You're waiting for the police.
No, we are waiting for the police.
No, you are.
We are waiting for the police.
I can leave.
If you leave, I've got a description. They can find you, regardless.
They can find me from what, a photo?
Photo, video, yeah, sure.
All right. I'm quite cut for time. I'm going to launch again
Okay.
in a
do
second.
that. You do that.
You're not going to stop me, are you? You're not going to interfere with the...
Why would I do that? That's stupid.
I'm glad we agree on that. I'll do it over here. As you know, I was actually flying from here, but I launched from the path there. I'm happy to launch from here. No worries.
Hi there. I have a case of already. I believe it was 129 from today. Ryan Tyson. A illegal drone flight.
Illegal?
Yes, I did. No, I do apologise. I kind of forgot the number.
There at the road.
Yes. Okay. I would just like an ETA on the unit, if there has been one assigned. Okay. Oh, they are just turning up. Thank you very much.
For now. Blue lights.
Bye, bye, bye.
Blue lights and everything.
Home point updated.
You caused a blue light response, my friend. Well, they weren't.
Yes, drone. Is it the drone? Yep, this gentleman right there.
Hello.
So,
Just bear with me because I'm just getting. Got that. How heavy is your drone?
249.
It is 249.
Yes.
Right. Okay. You're very close to the line, and I think you know it.
Not close to the line.
If it's over 249 grams and you are flying it over Drayton Manor, it's an offence.
Why would the weight matter over here?
Why would the weight go over here? Because they've got a no-fly zone.
There's no no-fly zone here.
There is, because they've decided that they are going to put the signs up in relation to it.
Yeah, there's no no-fly zone though.
I've got a
Check.
sergeant
Yep.
that's reviewing the drone law at this moment in
That's
time.
fine, yeah, yeah.
Okay. You are
Obviously, I've checked all that before I came.
Let me finish. Okay. I think you know damn well that if you were to be flying a drone over 249, then you'd potentially be committing an offence. What you are doing is actually just causing quite a lot of issues for Drayton Manor. And
Not at all.
Do you really want that?
It's not my issue, is it?
Well, I'm very aware that you're probably recording me, and that's absolutely fine.
But you've turned it with an attitude,
I haven't
saying I'm on the line.
attitude at all.
The drone's 249 grams for a reason. Let me
Okay.
show you.
But what are
It's
you
made like
intending-
that.
What are you intending to gain from this? Because at the moment, all you've done is upset members of staff from Drayton Manor.
Are you upset?
You've caused us to be called as well.
I didn't.
And
I
I'm
tried to stop
sure
him
you
doing
don't
that.
want this,
I tried to stop him doing that.
But you can't stop them calling the police.
No,
you
no,
know
but
that.
if the call handler says, is the drone a small drone? Yeah.
The
Is he
call
on public
handler
land?
The call handler's not expected to know drone law.
No, no, but
okay?
well, they do sometimes.
They're not expected to. That's what I'm saying.
So
I'm
I
not
was
saying they
next
do or
door,
they don't.
over on the industrial,
Okay.
flying there. I saw it and thought, didn't know that was actually next door. Let me come in. Spoke to him. Said, what's the situation with drones? Can't do it. No fly zone. No fly zone. Cool.
Okay.
Came out here, checked. There's no fly zone. It's an iconic place. They're not operating today, which makes it safer. I thought I'd fly.
But what is it that just communicate, talk to him? What do you want to gain from the drone?
I did tell him.
I've already spoken to him. I've said that regardless, our property boundary is the end of the road. All the way up here, this is classed as site.
Okay, so
We
it's
obviously
private
have-
land.
It is private land.
Right.
We do have a no-fly zone over this land. It is operated.
Where's your signage? I know you have got
we
it,
don't
but where
have
is it?
any on this drive, but we do have them on the gates.
But airports don't have signs, but they're clearly no fly zones for drones, right?
We do have signage that states.
No, but the point
fly
is,
zone.
a sign wouldn't necessarily make it lawful, but if it's a no fly zone, we can't fly here.
Yeah. But where are your signs for people like this to make it so that they aren't being called by and dealt with by the police?
They're on the gates, and there's one up there.
Right.
Okay.
Because you are on private land. You will have to go on public land.
The reason I came back to here is because the golf course is there. It was like up to here was kind of a shared access road,
Right.
and as they haven't revoked my access to fly here,
Okay.
that's why I launched from here.
Okay. Because he can
do
operate
that,
it
yeah.
from public land. He can.
Okay, sorry. All of this land is owned by the one owner. They pay for their ownership of that land. He has flown it from where he's got his bike,
I did launch it out here, yeah.
right, from where he's got his bike, that is their property, well, their land that they've leased from our owner. Okay?
Right. But as from what I can tell, there is no offences at this time. Yeah,
No.
you're not.
Look, if I show you
You're
the...
not flying it in the most ideal place. Please move past.
Should I tell you why I launched here and not... I launched here and not right down there, because by law we have to keep the drone within sight.
Yeah.
And already
you,
from
you
here,
absolutely do. Yeah.
it's quite a long... Already it's at the limit.
Yeah.
If I was to go out there,
Where have you flown it then?
the drone itself,
Yeah.
in a straight line that way, and also there's a gap in the trees there, I did a straight line that way.
And you're telling me you've been able to keep it in sight all that time?
On my camera, I actually said, I'm going to fly this drone by watching it this time, so that I know when my limit is.
Okay.
Yes.
Where's your paperwork in relation to this no-fly zone?
I don't deal with the no-fly zone, so I don't know where the paperwork
Right. Well,
is. But I
who
can-
does, and where's the paperwork that says it?
I can get in contact with them.
See, I've checked on the
Yeah,
normal.
I think that should have been done at the beginning, in fairness.
See, I go by the. Oh, they're going in there. I check on the CAA thing before I fly.
But
Sorry,
my contact lenses won't adjust that quickly. Crikey.
I always check that. I don't ever want to be caught out flying in a zone I'm not meant to be. See?
At this moment, in time, all I'm trying to do is
Yeah, yeah.
establish what's happened your side, what's happened their side.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not saying you've committed any offences.
No, no.
But I do need to know the weight of that.
Yeah, there
I
you
do
go.
need to know where you were stood, and I
Yep.
do need to know what
course.
interest you have
Yeah, yeah,
in
yeah.
what you want to gain from it.
Iconic
And then-
site, 249.
Oh, that's fine.
It's made to be under the limit so it can fly closer to people, buildings, and
That's
stuff.
fine.
I
I
don't.
think they're just concerned, considering obviously if they do run any of the rides, they are close to the public, but it might
Yeah.
put members of staff at risk.
I did say to him, "Are you closed today? No rides operating today." So I said, "Great, it's a good day
Of
to do it
course,
then."
they could just turn around and switch one on, I presume.
In theory, to be fair, it's quite far that way. I haven't been able to fly over the top of the rides.
Okay.
I would have to have gone
Because
round.
you've lost sight of it.
I said on my camera, I may have to go round to the housing estate and launch there
Yeah.
to get a closer view.
Well, that's public land. No.
But the drone would still be over their land, which is
Okay.
his issue.
Yeah. Okay.
But I've managed to fly
So
close
this
enough.
ring that you've got round here,
Go on.
what does it explain this to me?
That one there.
Yeah.
So that click on it. A yellow is always a warning only. But it tells you there.
So this is an app, is it? That
Yes.
Right,
It
okay.
pulls the data from the CAA. So if there's any drone flights logged today, it will update on there. Any temporary no-fly zones for like an emergency services response, that will be on there.
Yeah.
And of course, you've got the normal airport, prison.
Yeah.
Always
Yeah,
no
you
go.
can't- Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. At this moment in time, I'm not seeing that he's committed any offences. I've got to be honest. He's well within his rights, keeping it in sight and on public land. I appreciate you're saying now that this isn't public land, but to the naked eye of somebody that necessarily wouldn't know that, I wouldn't have perceived this to be private land. I don't think you have either.
When he told me the driveway is private land, but I said the golf course to me, up until the golf course turning, is shared
Yeah.
unless they tell me I can't be here.
Okay.
He hasn't
But
asked
now.
them.
I haven't asked to be fair, but
But as it stands at the
Yeah.
moment, he's kept it inside. His drone's of the correct weight, and he's prepared to fly it from public land.
yeah, I can go back. I can go off.
He's not
yeah.
being.
No,
He's
okay.
not saying he
I'm
won't.
going to ask you, please don't fly it over this property like I have done previously at 10:30. Okay. If you do, I will have to talk to my superiors about that one. Okay.
What my intention is, I have flown once, as you know.
Yep.
I landed it to change the battery.
Mm-hmm.
With this being a shared road, and
Watch your back because of the lorries and traffic.
I'm not sure the lorry's going to get past.
No, I don't think so either. Oh, you just have to wait.
With this being a shared driveway,
Mm-hmm.
and he's saying like it's private land, we don't give permission to launch here.
Yeah.
Oh, he's moving that. I'm happy to go to the housing estate, and I can get a closer shot of the
Yeah, they do.
roller coaster there.
I understand
But-
why you would want to do it. I do.
It's iconic, isn't it?
Yeah, I do get it. But what we have to try and achieve is a midway between the two that's a happy medium.
Well, a legal medium
Well, that too.
and a safe one.
Yeah,
right?
because obviously they're not too happy. They don't believe that this is public property. You know, I'm being told that it's private. I would have assumed, obviously, the entrance, it may be public, as you've stated, because it's shared entrance to the golf club. Okay?
Yeah.
So we've got that clarified now.
He had two issues. It was the no-fly zone,
Right.
and you've launched from
But I haven't
private
been
land.
presented with any paperwork of a no-fly zone. I haven't seen
Yeah.
any.
Hello.
okay. I haven't seen any paperwork in relation to a no-fly zone. I haven't seen any signs in relation to a no-fly zone.
A theme park probably wouldn't be able to get one just because it's a theme park.
Right.
Maybe a yellow zone as like a warning to people to privacy, safety, be careful. There's not even a yellow one.
I mean, there's obvious reasons why you shouldn't be
course.
flying one over.
If it was
theme park
active and
anyway,
it was full of
isn't it?
people,
Yeah.
you wouldn't do it, would you? You know.
No. The weight is 249.
Yeah, I
Um,
think they're saying they've got a no-fly zone for the park, but from what Tom's saying, the legislation is as long as he's not on site flying it.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no
then
no-fly
it's
zone here.
fine.
I
If he's
have
outside the
my
site,
health
then
and safety
you're
went down
fine.
with the paperwork for the no-fly zone.
Right.
Ooh,
That would be
it'd be interesting to
for
see
us
that,
to
yeah,
know,
yeah.
because obviously it seems like there's been a bit of a miscommunication here. From what I've spoken to him about, he's not trying to achieve anything other than the fact that it's an iconic.
Agree, which is fine.
It's an interesting drone flight, isn't it? From
Yeah.
above it looked cool.
The gentleman did turn up to me at Gatehouse, did ask for what the option was. I advised him not to do it and said that the procedure will be, I call you guys, you come down, and we'll deal with it that way. I haven't seen the paperwork personally, so this is the first time
I think
I'm
that's a
dealing with
learner
this.
for you then,
Yeah,
because you've
it's
come
fine.
and dealt with him without seeing paperwork of which you're trying to dictate to him.
Yep.
A lot of people try and scare us sometimes by saying, "You can't do it. We'll call the police." So when he said that,
That's
I
fine,
just
but
thought,
we're learning with you.
you know,
It's
I was
a- it's
getting.
a- as you know, it's a frustrating subject
Yeah.
because it's so new to us, and trying to wrap our heads around all the different legislation to do with drone flying.
And people do see it as a bit of an intrusive. My goodness, I can't get my words out. Intrusive thing.
Yeah, mate. Thank God for
Intrusion.
that.
They just see it as an intrusion to their privacy a little
Yeah.
bit. And there is so many other things going on in the world that these things make people panic.
yeah, get that.
For good reason. Okay. So I think obviously when I stepped out the car, I'm getting told legislation in my ear, and I'm like, I think you know the weight of your drone.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't be
Yeah.
here and saying otherwise if you didn't. So I know that you know what you're doing, and I know that you know the weight of the drone. And obviously, if it was over, that you wouldn't be able to fly it and things. So I'm inclined to say, if just a little bit more communication had happened, we would have been able to resolve this without us turning up.
When he was on the phone to the police, he said to me, "What drone is it?" And I thought he was just being nosy. But had I said, "It's
Exactly.
a 249-gram drone,"
Yeah.
the lady on the phone may have relayed it to somebody else and said, "Hold on a minute, it's a
Exactly.
249-gram drone."
So I think from this we just
Oh,
learn
okay, right.
that communication actually just helps one another.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't withhold don't withhold information about your drone from when people ask, because that would have eliminated our
Yeah.
arrival.
I did say to it's a small drone.
You did say
But
that,
I think at that
yes,
point-
but she turned around and said, the operator did turn around and say, I'm not going to ask for anything about that, as you guys were on your way.
Yeah,
That's it.
because as I say, they're not expected to know drone law.
No. They may have heard
But
no
they-
fly zone and thought,
yeah.
"Oh,
But
that's
we
serious,
have-
isn't it?"
I mean, it's fair enough that we turn up and we investigate. And I do want to see the paperwork. I want
Yeah,
to know
yeah,
where
yeah.
it is.
Yeah, me too.
Because if we do have another incident, then we know, don't we? But this is the type of thing that we should be sharing. You know.
I do apologise
Agree.
on my behalf. Like, I don't know any of the paperwork because nobody's shown me it. So
Yeah, that's unfair on your
Again,
behalf
And
for them.
And that's Drayton Manor as a company.
As a whole,
Should, if they're going to put things like that in place, they should be training
Yeah.
staff, or at least an email out
Yeah.
to explain how things work and what would be illegal, what wouldn't be illegal, and then we all understand, don't we?
Yeah.
We can
Yeah.
turn up, we can see a simple piece of paperwork. This is legislation, can't fly over certain lanes, can fly this.
Yeah.
No,
You're
just-
inside the boundary, you can't fly it.
Yeah.
If you're outside the boundary, you can. And then
Yeah.
everybody's happy, they
But
understand
just by
where they
asking
stand.
him a few simple questions, and I'm sorry if you thought I was a bit abrupt at the beginning, but I was trying to get the legislation as I was stepping out the car.
Sure.
But by just asking him a few simple questions, we've already established that there's no offences occurred. And if, I'm not going to be physically removing the chap when he's not caused any real issues other than it's not to Drayton Manor's liking. Okay, how far away is this paperwork?
Stand up for you.
As I say, I've done my one flight. I landed it to change the battery. And then I was going to go up again here, in a way to kind of like, I could go all the way around to the housing estate, it's quite far to go, and get a closer shot. But because he was here with me, he said, "Oh, you're not sort of," he didn't say you can't go anywhere, but I want to wait with you till the police arrive. So I thought, well, I'll wait here. I'll maybe fly again from here.
I'm not going to stop you from moving.
No, but you said, look, we'll wait together so that at least when you come, hopefully,
Hello.
everybody gets a little bit of a,
It's just
Not education, but,
communication.
like-
it's communication at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been told on the way here there's no fly zone. That's fine, but
Yeah, yeah.
let's find out what the restrictions are on it
Yeah.
and where it applies to, rather than
there wouldn't
Rather
be,
than just jumping the
Yeah.
gun and start dragging people
Yeah.
away and then realise that actually
there's
you're
no
running
point
wrong.
to it. Why? There's no.
yeah. The only thing I can imagine they may have in process is a landing zone, which means if you're on their land, you can't launch the drone. But you're not meant to anyway.
But then that where are the signs? That's what I want to know.
I said to him, like, if they had a sign up, at least it
Yeah.
warns the average
Signs
person.
need to be bigger.
The signs are on the gates,
Which gates?
the entrance to the gate. Like,
Those?
As
Up
in
there.
ones just as
As
going.
in, not them ones, the ones on the actual entrance gates to the park.
Oh, crikey.
So you
Well,
can't
that's
go in
no
with-
good
yeah.
to him.
I know. I'm going to see if we
I'll
can
get
get
back
one
to
put up on the drive somewhere around here that states.
You're putting people in an unfair position, really. I've got to say,
I know.
that's really unfair. How on earth are they, you know, be
don't
open
know.
and honest if it put it for all to be seen?
I can't answer for
No, I'm not
the
expecting you
majority
to.
of the management.
Well, you
how
can't
they operate
expect
it. I
them
know.
to
I get
to
that.
be able to be aware of that unless
Because you
This
you wouldn't be aware unless you've already paid
no,
to go into the park.
because he never
Right.
intended to go
Because it's
past
inside the
Yeah,
payment gates.
I completely understand.
Because
which,
we always get pushed back on
yes,
drones.
I know
Yeah,
we're
of
at
course,
fault
yeah.
for not having a sign up down here.
Because some people do use them in.
I have no
Not a
excuses
nice
for that
way.
one,
So,
and I can't really
I think that's where
speak
it
on
all
their
stems
behalf.
from.
here. No,
with that.
but I think it's a learning curve for
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah. My health
not a
and
mind
safety guy's
reader.
gonna be down
Yeah.
shortly,
And
just printing the
no
paperwork
one's
off.
blaming you in the
No,
slightest.
yeah, no.
You're
I'm just doing what I'm
obviously
told.
Yeah, no, I
I'm
get
really
that.
sorry, mate.
Everybody is.
Don't be
aren't
sorry. I'm used to being told
Yeah, yeah.
it's a no-fly zone or
Yeah.
go to National Trust, and they say that, and
Yeah.
they just don't want you to fly over.
No.
And the average person would go, "Oh shit, sorry, I'll go. I won't
Yeah.
fly." Because I know kind of what I'm doing with drones. I'm like, well, actually, I'm going to fly.
Is it just a hobby or?
Like social media.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, put the drone footage on social media and stuff. Because I do it so often, we get pushed back a lot by people.
Yeah.
So I've looked into the legislation where we can and can't do it.
Where do you go?
Everywhere.
Oh, everywhere. So
National
you're not
Trust.
you're not local.
Oh God, no. No, I've got an appointment in Birmingham today.
Oh.
So I thought I'd come home. I was next door, the chemical place next door.
Oh,
Quite an interesting company there.
Yeah.
Did that. And then from the drone I saw the roller coaster. So I thought, come and have a little
What's
look here. Yeah.
I will speak to my health and safety guy about getting more signage up for it all.
You can get a landing and taking off zone, which basically means if
do have a
we try and
landing
launch
zone,
here,
but it's for the helicopter,
right?
and you have to have prior permission for that one.
What I'm saying is I don't think you'll be able to get a no-fly zone, but you can get a landing and taking off zone, which means anybody within your boundary tries to launch, it will tell us and say, have you
Yeah,
requested permission?
He's got an app that tells him where he can and can't
I get
go.
that.
So that will
I've
limit
seen
people
I've
doing
seen
it
them all,
from here.
But I am 100% sure that there is a no-fly zone over here. I think it was through the CIA. Or is it
Can't be
CIA?
official though, because I've checked on
I
the
can't remember.
I've checked on the actual website.
My manager did state that it was through an official licenses. Go ahead.
See, we've got an app, but also
Sorry, Andy, go.
dronesafetymap.com. So this is like a website that is a little bit more up to date than the app, or it can be. If the app's a bit delayed, this won't be. If you look,
So I take it the red zones are the
they're the airports,
Yeah.
prisons,
yeah.
and if you look where we are now, Tamworth, we're kind of there somewhere, aren't we, where that blue dot is?
Oh yeah, we are, yeah.
So occasionally that website updates quicker,
Yeah.
but on there there's nothing.
Oh yeah, so we're here. Are we where that ring is?
The little,
Oh, there.
got it. Yeah, the
Oh,
tiny
yeah.
little blue dot.
Oh yeah.
So we should have a ring over our property, but for some reason it's not.
Yeah, even on the website there's not
Yeah,
nothing.
I can
What website's
I
that?
can show you.
That's
here, that's not
Drone Map
there.
UK.
Go Map UK.
So Altitude Angel.
Yeah. So it might be worth.
Okay. Well,
That needs to be taken up your end
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
I
Which
really
we will
don't
do.
believe this chap's committed any
put it in
offences, I've got to be
place
honest.
That's
Needs to get in contact with the authority who ends up doing the
Yeah.
updates and getting it on. Yeah. If the update, if it was on there, then clearly.
I'd have seen it. I
Yeah.
wouldn't have.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not antagonistic, he's not
no,
trying
I
to
get that,
do...
but, like, this is my first time dealing with drones, and I've been told
We're
this is
learning,
what we're
they're-
doing.
everybody's learning.
Yeah.
Police are learning, obviously Drayton Manor's got a lot to learn as well. Okay, so obviously he can fly a drone from public land, and if it is over, and if he can still see it, there's no offences being committed.
Yeah, from public land.
So moving forward, because you've told me this is your driveway.
So from the signs down the bottom,
Yep.
all the way up here, and then from that right-hand turn, all the way down to the end of that road, to the main road near the cricket club. We have jurisdiction.
There's a housing
Private
estate
land.
behind your roller coaster, ish.
That's private. That's the owner's house. That's his.
Because moving forward, I was going to say I won't launch here. I'll go completely off the site.
Yep.
Try and find a closer place for me to be to your roller coaster, if I can find one. And I'll do my final flight.
Okay.
You won't see me, but
What's the roller coaster here?
Several.
what's the biggest one called? The big white one?
Shockwave.
Shockwave.
Well,
Yeah.
Sorry, wave. So yeah.
I'll go as close as I can to that on
Right.
public land.
As public land, yeah, that's fine. But again, I highly advise you do not fly over our property. Okay.
I won't go over the roller coaster itself.
Yeah. But
I think you're just trying to capture the theme park, aren't
yeah,
you?
Yeah.
From
which
the
is
sky.
totally fine.
And from here it's
I
quite far.
understand that.
Yeah.
It's fly, it's borderline.
But we
Line
do
of sight's
have
difficult.
Staff and contractors working on site at height, which is my main concern.
Okay.
Okay. So
I can stay in an area that if the drone was to fail, it won't land on any equipment or people. If that makes sense to you.
yeah.
So like a diagonal away from the...
Let's just wait to see if we can get this paperwork and then we'll
That'd
That'd
try
be
and
great
come
to
up
see.
with
Yeah,
a
yeah.
mutual plan.
Yeah. I mean, I could just sort of say like, oh, when you go, I'm going to launch here again, but from here it's difficult to fly far enough to see.
Yeah.
Where are you?
And you don't want yourself
Alright.
getting in any trouble either.
Okay.
Because it doesn't look like they're
No,
prepared
no,
to let you. And
Do you want-
obviously they're saying this is
Do you want me
private
to come
now.
and grab you?
Again, I've got no paperwork, but
It's certainly not a public road,
I'll come and grab
yeah,
you.
as in
that one.
maintained by the council.
Yeah.
So
Right, everything's calmed down. Alright, I'll be 2 seconds. Right. I'm just going to go and grab him.
Okay,
He's just walking down now.
Yeah.
I'll be back in a second.
thank you.
no worries.
So how can you see the drone then?
Oh, let me get out of here.
Explain.
Say that again.
Give me a lesson
How
so
can
I
you see
know.
it? It's got a little camera that.
Oh, you mean in terms of the drone
Yeah.
itself? Yeah, it's on here. So when I turn it on,
I take it you got mapping on there and stuff like that, so you can tell whereabouts it is.
there is a map on there, but I don't use the map on here.
You just do it fly by. What's it called?
Generally fly by the camera.
Just by sight. Yeah.
You'll see in a second when it comes on. But we have to be able to see the drone legally.
Yeah, you
Oh,
do.
okay.
I do know that bit. Yeah.
As in, we don't have to watch it the whole time, but if you said to me, where is it, I should really be able to kind of point it out to where
Yeah.
it is. So there's a camera view.
Oh,
So when it flies, obviously,
that's quite clear,
They
isn't
are.
it?
They're so Gucci.
That is like.
So Gucci.
Do you want to be a drone pilot for the police?
I do enjoy the flying part. Fair. If I show you the footage I just took. Where is it? Is it that one?
Like, there's no,
That is
there's,
so
there's no
clear,
denying.
isn't it?
There's no denying that it is interesting.
Oh no, that's the wrong one. Hold on.
I mean,
It's
like,
really-
honestly, I do see why you've come here.
Hold on.
But they're just mindful of their security, and I think that's their main issue. Just watch your back and watch the drone.
Oh, the drone's off now. That's why it's gone off.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Good, thanks to you.
Yeah,
We just wanted to know
Yeah.
because there's nothing on his app. It's quite a legit app. There's
okay.
nothing that says that there's
Yeah.
no fly zones or anything like that.
Oh, okay,
And there's no sign, but like obvious signage.
okay. So basically, it has to be checked with us before anybody flies over the park. Obviously, I've just brought in the purpose because we've had your teams out doing the drone flying around, obviously
Yeah.
for security.
Yeah.
No disrespect to you, sir, but you know, obviously one of the things we have to look at as a park is security and what could be being used
Yeah, of course.
as reconnaissance for all sorts of nasty people. I'm not saying you're one of these, sir, at all.
Yeah, of course.
But, you know,
Yeah.
we
That's
have
what I
to.
was just mentioning to you about security.
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries.
So, obviously, must hold a flyer ID, which may pass basic flying test. Operator must be labelled on the drone in use.
But what is this paperwork, my friend?
This is our essential standards for.
So that's your policy.
This is our policy.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So obviously, fly beyond 20 metres can minimise this is obviously our people. We can't have people sort of flying over the park.
Okay.
So who's the authorisation for this then?
This would be our
At the
money.
So where's
At the
the
moment,
CAA
that just
coming
looks to
into it
me
then?
like a
Okay.
Drayton Manor.
So, use of drone resort is close to guess. Obviously, risk assessment prepared for the use of drones to be regularly reviewed. What's conducted in arming.
But
So,
has it been officially like given the red stamp by the CAA that it is a no-fly zone, or is this just a Drayton Manor policy that it's a
Okay.
no-fly zone?
that's all I can say there.
Yeah, 'cause
It looks to me like a policy.
a
Yeah,
Drayton,
rather
Where
than
you're-
a-
Drayton Manor made policy.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah,
You're reiterating the CAA regulations, which we have to follow.
yeah okay.
So policy really would more so apply to staff
Yes.
and visitors
Yes.
than people in
Right.
the general public.
Anybody coming in, right?
Yeah. So
Or-
the CAA,
CAA, yeah.
Yeah.
they obviously, from looking at this chap's app,
Right.
they actually have like
The licence.
legal no-fly
Yeah,
zones,
Right.
and therefore people that have interest in drones that will come
Right.
to places of interest will look at that
Okay.
beforehand. So if it is a no-fly zone that you want, you would have to apply to those
Right.
to get a legal no-fly
Fair
zone.
enough. Yeah.
So
And then that will be updated
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
the apps that are used to
Okay.
say,
Yeah.
and we've seen obviously examples of you've just panned in, haven't you, a large
Yeah.
area,
Yeah.
and we can see areas clearly there that are marked as no fly zones.
Right.
This not being one of
Okay.
them.
so that needs to be made official
Okay.
and
Well,
applied
We'll have
correctly.
to sort that out then.
Yeah.
So for that reason, I'm just going to let him go on his day because he's
Okay.
not committed
Okay.
any offence.
What you can do,
Yeah.
you can get a landing zone here, which means that anybody coming into your boundary,
Yeah.
if we try and launch, it will tell us, but we've got to like notify you first. So
Right,
that would
okay.
that would mean that anybody doing what I'm doing here,
Right. Okay.
it will stop that.
Okay.
It won't stop them going over, but they're going to need to be way off.
Okay.
So maybe
Fair enough.
Yeah. See, the communication, you can both learn quite a lot from each other, to be honest. As I said, like, we're still learning. Like, when I got here, I was being given legislation through my ear, and it's so I'm learning as well, but it's just, you know, missed a bit of miscommunication. I think this could have been resolved without us, to be honest, but what it has meant is that actually now we know this isn't in legislation. So
Right.
should you get any further issues
Right.
and the chap isn't as obliging as this
Yeah.
life's
I
been,
do appreciate that.
Right.
For
then
pointing that out.
unfortunately
I do
you are gonna
apologise.
struggle.
Yeah, having a
fine, mate.
signed stamped document
I
from the
haven't seen
CAA.
that document.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
So-
They're
yeah.
back to rights,
Okay.
aren't
Yeah.
they?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
we
you
will
can
go
say,
back.
And I
you can
would-
call us down if they
Yeah.
get aggressive. We can
Put
sort of sit
forward
there.
the-
Most
the
of them
official,
I would think.
I don't feel like you would struggle
the
getting
official
one
No,
because of the
legislation with
security.
the
And
no-fly
that's,
zone.
you know, obviously we've just had
And
counter-terrorism.
suggested-
Yeah,
talking
exactly.
about the sort of things.
I think you could probably get one of those here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this is.
I don't think you get a no-fly zone, but I think you could get a landing taken off zone.
We'll
I
have
don't think
a
you'd struggle. I think
we'll have a look at what we can and we can't get.
um,
We'll
learning
go
on
This is fairly new to me.
You're saying you're happy to go off site and do it.
So I've done one flight here. It's quite far to fly to see the park. So I've said I'm going to go off your land completely.
Okay.
I'm going to try and find some public land somewhere else.
Yeah.
Do my last flight, and then I'm gone.
Okay, mate.
So I won't be here anyway moving forward.
Okay.
I'll be moving off.
All
So
I'm going to request is you keep a distance from our rides, just in case there's
Yeah, sure.
workers working at a height or.
And that's my concern. That, look, I know these things are fairly, but if it does fail and it's somebody, then obviously.
if I stay side to the side of everything, so I've got a diagonal view into it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine. As long as you're like not over the ride, and you stay a bit of a distance.
Yeah,
that's
no worries.
fine. Obviously, you're doing this for leisure, which is
Pretty much.
which isn't against what we're trying to go against.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Are you
Yeah,
okay with that? Okay.
Yeah.
But
Then-
yeah, not over the top of people. The last thing I want is that smacking somebody and me having a whole load of paperwork to deal with. Nearly swear then.
See, if you were open today and you were busy,
Yeah.
there would be another issue really of is the guy flying safely, and the police may be called for that.
Yeah.
If I'm hovering directly above the roller coaster,
Yeah.
that is a problem.
Yeah, you're hundreds
Yeah.
of people there, yeah. But you're aware of your safety, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
and he knows his stuff. The weight of the
Yeah.
In future, ask the weight of the drone.
It's under
That's what I
250
know
grams.
It generally can go close to people and buildings.
Yeah.
But
Still
you,
want it in
but do you
some
know
way.
what? If it was bigger,
Yeah.
here I haven't been low. I've been very high.
Yeah.
So you could probably fly a heavier drone here,
We have,
but you'd have to be. Yeah, you'd have to stay 50 meters from people.
Yeah, that
Which is-
249 I was being advised was only in relation to if it was a no-fly zone and X, Y, and Z.
I don't think it matter. You know, I think any weight drone, if it was a no-fly zone, be a crime.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
In relation to like
Yeah.
where the type of place it is.
Got you. Yeah. I mean, I don't buy that weight to kind of be on the line. It's just that's how they make them.
Yeah, well, they obviously
And then
make them like that for a reason.
less
That's
rules.
why the legislation's listed like that, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay,
Cool.
happy with the resolution?
Happy with
No
it.
hard feelings,
I
mate.
apologise for what it's
Are you
your
happy with
days.
the
Yeah. Yeah, great, yeah.
I do
No worries.
apologise for what I've said and
That's all right, mate.
being annoying.
There we go.
Yeah.
But at
No
least
worries.
we come to a resolution and we'll go back.
It gives you a
Yeah.
way
Our-
forwards, doesn't it?
Look at our half.
Gives you a way
Yeah,
forwards.
look at the CIA. No, thank you.
Yeah. We'll
No
revise
problem.
it.
That's all right, mate. No worries.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll leave you to it.
Yeah, great.
Sorry
So
for
we've
wasting
just-
your day, guys.
So I've got to drive fast here, so.
So we've just had your team in doing a sort of surveillance
Counter-terrorism,
report,
yeah.
So yeah, it's been because we've had all your firearms teams. And
Yeah,
that.
these sites are.
Yeah, so it's been quite interesting to watch the drone
footage.
footage where he's actually gone in
Yeah,
and
yeah.
zoomed straight in on the
yeah,
the
well.
number plate.
Yeah, it's
I haven't seen. Do you know what? It is interesting. Like I haven't seen
Unbelievable
Drayton
how
Manor
clear
for
it
years
is,
and
isn't it?
years.
Really clear, isn't it?
It's
Great.
refreshing to see it from a height
for
because
something
obviously
so
we're working
small,
at it.
like,
Yeah.
and the
It'd probably be
distance
good
you're
for your
at.
We've seen it.
social media,
Camera's
to
just
be
like-
honest.
We
got
do
yours.
have, yeah.
We've even got thermal imaging around.
Oh,
so
there you
yeah,
go.
great.
They contact, well, our marketing department contacts them and asks for them to come out, or we have engineers do it, and they're licensed operators who are
I'm assuming you insured.
contacted.
It does have insurance.
Yeah.
So we
See,
do
there's
have them over the site.
It is
on
impressive.
occasion.
Yeah.
The clarity of it,
Now
I'm
that
very
we can
impressed
Go
with.
and have a look at it all. We'll have a look.
And it's on a computer screen. It's
Yeah.
proper
Well,
4K.
it's good for me too because now I know that what you can see through what
Yes.
connects to what. So
Yeah.
There we go.
Awesome.
Okay. So have you got an idea of where you're going to go, just in
I'll
case
just-
I get another call?
No, I'll go around the back somewhere.
If you go down the back lane, so down that road, follow
Down that road there.
down that road to the
Yeah.
right, you get to a little island,
Right.
follow it round to the right, and then all the way to the back lane. Up there, on the left, that's public.
Okay.
All right.
I've done my last flight there and see.
You
Yeah.
can't just be on that, surely.
I am at the minute. I do drive, but I've
I was
caught the.
going to say, you
I
said
catch
you've
the
got an
train.
appointment in Birmingham, so where are you?
Oh no, I did the train today.
Okay.
It's where I live, straight on the fast train to here.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I'm really
It's electric.
not liking your chances of getting to Birmingham on that. I've
Oh
got
no,
to be honest.
no, not all the way. It's electric, you know.
Where would you charge it?
I've got two batteries. I've got one in the bike and one in the bag,
Right.
so it lasts like the whole day.
I still wouldn't go to Birmingham on that. Yeah, no
Nice
worries.
to meet you, mate.
Where are you from? Which station?
Lichfield.
Oh right, nice.
But this is covered by Lichfield, believe it or not Tamworth.
Yeah.
Where are we? Yeah, Tamworth's closer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank
No,
you.
thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
About that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always a nightmare, isn't it,
Yeah.
when jobs come in here, because we're like,
I did
I
it.
was looking. I was
15,
looking
20
for
minutes for us,
completely
I know.
unrelated. I was like, I'll go. But I'm interested. Like, I want to know what
Yeah.
Really?
drones legislation is. What you know.
so
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
trying
yeah.
to get on the air to say, obviously I'm available from
Yeah,
Lichfield. I was
thank
only
you.
available on patrol, so I was like, I'll go. I have no idea about drone legislation, because
Yeah.
they shouted up for a drone officer, because we obviously have
Oh, did
drone
they?
officers as well.
Yeah, because
'Cause
that's
they'll
why I
have an
was
under-
like, I didn't
they'll-
mean to be short with you at the beginning, but I was being spoken to by them. They're
Yeah.
asking me, am I listening? I'm like, hang on a minute. I'm
That's
like,
why I was a little bit.
Yeah, no, obviously, we're all learning at
Yeah,
the end
yeah,
of the
yeah.
day. And just, obviously, bear with us. You obviously know what you're doing. And
Yeah,
it can just
generally.
get some people's backs up, like it has with that chap. So, just explain it to him.
We're told all the time, oh, the police are going to be called. 90% of the time,
Yeah.
they don't.
Because they're not sure what to do, are they?
No.
Like,
A lot of the time, the police will say to them, as long as he's on public land, we can't. There's nothing we
Yeah.
can do about it.
Well, we're not here to get on like annoy you or not, but you've clearly got to a point with that bloke that it just reached a point where neither of you were gonna.
I just rode in, told him. He said, "No fly zone. If you do it, I'll call the police." I thought I couldn't take him seriously. I didn't know whether he would.
And that's because all he's been told is
It's a no-fly zone. Yeah.
And then he's heard of paperwork. I know there's paperwork in place, but it's literally something that Drayton Manor have printed.
Yes.
And like you
Yeah.
say, they've put the information that the CAA would put for
Yeah.
flying drones, but it's not anything that's signed or stamped by them or official in any way.
No.
Drayton Manor have gone, yeah, we'll just create some paperwork so it's no fly zone. And then when
But
people
that's
turn
why
up, we can show
I
them
wanted
it.
to see it, and I'm pretty sure you.
No, I'm glad you asked for that.
I'm pretty sure you would have been entitled to see it as well.
I'm glad you asked for it because now that other guy will now know
Yeah.
that actually it's not lawfully implemented.
Yeah.
But if the guy's flying dangerously, still call you.
And I can half imagine the reason they've only got the signs down there is because if they split the signs down the front, people going past go, oh, no fly zone for drones. Don't think so. And they'll all start coming down.
Yeah.
That would attract me.
Yeah. You'd see it and go,
Don't
Yeah,
say
yeah.
that.
It would.
You would though, wouldn't you? You'd see the signs, you go, oh, is it really? Check me out. No, it ain't. I'll come
Yeah.
and fly my drone over
It would.
here.
But they've learned something. I mean, we've learned something, and you've learned something.
It's been
so
good.
There we go.
Good day all
It's a
round.
good
Yeah,
day,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it's not even sunny. So there we go.
And you be
Right.
careful on your bike on the
Yeah.
way there.
Please don't drive to Birmingham on that bike.
No, I'm going back to Tamworth now.
Right.
Station.
Enjoy your day.
Thank you.
Thank
Take care,
Cheers, mate.
All the best. See you later.
Bye.
Well, guys, 2 units came out, but they are single-manned. Quite like her. She was quite good after the initial approach wasn't great. After that, I quite like her. That's how the police should be. So we've arrived at our location for a different takeoff spot here at Drayton Manor. We're at a housing estate, and the back of the park where we couldn't really get to is just behind those houses there. So we're going to do another takeoff from here, and then we're going to go. So just to show people where we are now at this housing estate behind, and the roller coaster we want to look at is right here. Whereas before we were down here, and we're having to fly forward to about here. But due to the trees there, we couldn't really deviate left or right at all. Here we've got a bit more flexibility. And it's a bit shorter. The distance there is shorter. We won't need to go over the ride. We probably only need to go over this grass here. And the drone is easy to see from here. Very, very
Max
easy to see.
altitude reached.
But we do have somebody on the phone. There looks like they're phoning the police. Number 18. Crazy. More police being called. Well, he looks like to me like he's calling the police. There we go, guys. Got a proper view of it now. And we're flying safely. Because before, it was quite far. We had to come over all of that, and we were in that lane there, look. We were limited to basically going in a straight line over to about there. Here, we can go anywhere we want because we've got left and right view, and we're a lot closer. Got a little waterway in between there. I wonder whether the lady officer will watch this video when it goes out. She genuinely seemed quite interested in seeing some of the drone footage from the previous flight. Hello, mate. Yeah, they're sending them round on their own, look. And there's another water one there. Quite a few water rides, isn't there? Well, I'll keep to what I said, we're going to stay to the side. We're not really going to go over anything, we don't need to. But we don't want to be limited to their boundary. That a little railway they got going underneath there. Look at that. That must be the one he was talking about. But here's a much better angle for the whole park in one shot, look.
Max altitude reached.
Look at that, man. They're doing some testing on that one, are they? Don't know the names of any of these rides. Oh look, they've got them all going around, the little babies. I wonder how well maintained the rides actually are here. See, we could have came to here in the first place, but it's all about the education. And now, I mean, in my opinion, I don't think anybody's ever flown the drone there before, because if they had, it wouldn't have gone like it did today. For sure, it would have been different. So, if people have, I'm surprised. I know Thorpe Park's been done quite a few times now. Let's have a look at that one there. Doesn't look the most well built, that one, for sure, in my opinion. But who am I to know? I bet in the summer, in a sunny day, I bet it looks pretty cool.
Come here, said they didn't know where the roads are and that. And I thought, shall I help you? I thought, oh yeah, he's got.
I've got the drone up over the park.
Oh, brilliant! How about that, eh?
So I've already been round to the front.
Yeah.
They called the police. The police.
Oh, do you think I was doing that on the phone? I was ringing.
Maybe.
No. I just rung my wife's sister up to drop her off. No, I wouldn't do such a thing.
They called the police. Police came. Police said to them, he's allowed to do it.
Yeah, well, I know.
And then I've come round here to get a closer shot. It's right there, isn't it?
Yeah, because I was born just down the road.
Right.
So I know all about Drayton Manor Park and all that lot, you know, so.
Any history on the place that you know of?
Well, no, obviously it was just like a stately home sort of thing, you know, and then.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, and then have you been round yourself?
No.
No. But like I say, if you just go down there to there's like a little club on the left. There's a road, small road. You're allowed to go up there.
I think that's the one I came down on the bike.
Oh, was it?
I think so.
Yeah. So then, if you go down the road, then there's a golf course at the side of you. Then you come back and then you're on the main road there.
So I launched the drone from the golf course entrance.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, I launched it there.
But I mean, years and years ago, there was the family called Shipley's.
Yeah.
They actually.
There it is, look.
They actually owned it, and then they owned like quite a bit of land.
All right.
Landing.
That's brilliant. Very good. So there's always going to be somebody, isn't there? You know. Don't think I'm one of them nosy people, mate. Whatever you do.
No, because they called the police.
The manor did they? Or?
Yeah. Drayton Manor, yeah. When the police first turned up, they were kind of like taking their side, But then very quickly it turned around and they were like, actually, he's not breaking any law.
No.
He's allowed to fly the drone over. So,
Yeah, fair play to you.
and they were trying to say there's a no-fly zone there.
Did
So,
they?
so the police said, where's the paperwork for it? They haven't got
Haven't got
anything.
any. So are you locally slad or?
No, I used to be from Birmingham,
Oh yeah.
but not anymore.
No.
But I'm in the area today.
Dude, it's quite odd because if you go that way, you got Tamworth Castle. Do you know that?
Ah, so I've seen that on the map. I might go and have a look at that.
Yeah, well,
So, everybody, if you enjoyed the Drayton Manor video, please share it, subscribe to the channel. Really helps to, well, it helps the channel grow. And it's nice to see more and more people subscribing, enjoying the videos. Believe it or not, a very high percentage of our viewers are not subscribed. Would you believe it? So when you see a video with like 50,000 views on it, maybe 20,000 of that is from subscribers, but the other 30k are not subscribed. And it's a very, it's just a free button. Just click it. It's free, but it helps me and the channel more than you may think. And yeah, we will continue to educate on drones. We will continue to fly in iconic and beautiful places. So I'll catch you tomorrow on the next video.